Welcome to this episode of Wicked Gingerbread. What I have in store for us today, I love to eat at restaurants. I love to get takeout. I love to go through the drive-thru. But do you ever ask yourself, I wonder if I could make that at home? That's what this is all about. These are copycat recipes. I have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. I'm gonna have, first up, I am guilty, I hate to admit it, but I do like egg McMuffins. They have the egg white McMuffins, so I can indulge. So I make egg McMuffins at home that I feel taste just as good, if not better, and they're much healthier. Just try to find some kind of a cheese that you love. I found these at Whole Foods. They are 90 calories for 2 slices. I only put 1 slice, so that's 45 calories. I love these Thomas's English muffins. They only have 100 calories a piece. Fiber One has some that only has 90, and these have 8 grams of fiber for each one, so you're getting a lot for the buck. And then I only use egg whites, but you could do this with eggs. I'm preheating the oven for 375 because the first thing we're going to do is cook the egg. For the sausage part of this, Applegate has some really nice organic chicken sausage. You want to use a patty. This is Johnsonville 70% lean turkey breakfast sausage. Love it. Has like a little undertone of some sage, a little bit of maple. But that's why I'll use one of these sausages for each one. So the first thing you want to do, the easy part is just assembling, and then you can freeze them. I put them in little bags once I assemble them. We pull them out, thaw them for the day before, and we're good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is start with egg whites. And I'm going to use this whole container. Again, this is pretty big. You could do half, but I like to make, this is probably going to make about 10 to 12. Okay, and then just a splash. If you use the whole 32 ounce, you could use up to like 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened almond milk. And then I'm also going to use this from Trader Joe's vegan chickenless seasoning salt. But use whatever you like. The egg tends to be a little bland, so even just salt and pepper would probably help it a little. And then just whisk. Okay, and the egg white's finished. And what you'll do is you'll just cut these to whatever size you think you would like. I'm doing like a 2.5 by 2 for this. Cut it in half. So it's just a matter of assembly. So it doesn't matter which one you put on the English muffin first. And then remember, I'm using the 45 calorie cheese, and I'm using the lean turkey breakfast sausage. And that's it. This can be put in the freezer, pull it out anytime. I found that pull it out the day before, and then it thaws, and then I'll put the English muffin in the toaster, and then just microwave the rest of the ingredients, and it's better, in my opinion, than an English muffin that you get at an egg McMuffin at McDonald's. One of my favorite soup and salad combinations is Olive Garden, and I love their minestrone soup. And this is a great vegetarian and vegan recipe. There's absolutely no meat in this whatsoever. Unless you put a little Parmesan cheese, that's optional. That's what I've noticed as soon as the soup's done and you're ready to serve it, sprinkle about a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese on everyone's serving. So what we're gonna do, it's got a lot of different vegetables in it. It has about 1.5 cups of onions, 1 cup, maybe a little bit over, you could use 1 cup of carrots, sliced. All of this should be sliced and diced into bite-sized pieces. My carrots are a little bit large, but I don't care. I like carrots and onions. It's also got a cup of celery. I have two 14-ounce cans of diced organic tomatoes, or you could use one large 28-ounce. And then I have 1 cup of green beans. You could use fresh, frozen, or canned. All of my vegetables I've rinsed. I tried to rinse whatever's in the can. You don't know how long it's been in the can. And then we're also going to put 2 cans of cannellini beans, 2 cans of kidney beans. And then I just had a lot of zucchini left, and I love the zucchini in here. So I wanted to go ahead and use it. I didn't want to put back like just a cup of zucchini. So I'm actually using about 4 cups of zucchini. A generous, probably 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, just whatever Italian seasoning you like. But because this is, and you could even reduce this in half. I just wanted a lot of soup because it's vegetable soup, it's low calorie, low sodium, low fat. I'm also going to put in about 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. And I'm going to put in about this much garlic. I'd say it's about 3 large cloves. Okay, now this actually calls for 1/2 cup of tomato paste. So that's going to help thicken it up. And then it's going to take 2 of these. It calls for 8 cups of vegetable broth or stock. I am using the unsalted. Okay, generous salt. And even more generous pepper. Okay, we're going to slow cook this on high for 3.5 hours, total of 4. And then you want to set aside about 1 cup of just some small pasta. Now I've reserved, it's a whole grain elbow. Just whatever I had left over. It looks like I had some regular enriched, and then I also had some whole grain. So what you'll do is after this cooks on high for about 3.5 hours, you'll want to throw this in for the last half hour. So the total cooking time is 4 hours. But the Copycat minestrone soup has been cooking for about 4 hours, and I put the little elbow, the cup of elbow macaroni in. So I gotta tell you, the whole house smells like an Italian eatery. This soup is amazing, and it's the fact that it's almost all vegetable, but yet it really has so much flavor to it. So this is what it looks like, and then I'm just going to put a little pinch of Parmesan cheese on it. So give it a try. The last recipe for the Copycat edition comes from Red Lobster, and it is one of my favorites, shrimp scampi. Now the shrimp scampi there probably has at least a stick of butter in a small little dish. We're going to omit the butter, and I wanted to mention I am using a cooking wine, but if you have popped the cork and you have something that you're having for dinner, particularly a white wine, that would work just fine. You just want it to be a wine where you like the flavor. So I'm using 1 pound of deveined and peeled the larger shrimp. I like the way the larger shrimp looks. It's the 16 to 20. And this is uncooked. We're gonna cook it with all of the seasonings and everything so it's ready to go. And I'm using, I think this is about a 7 by 9 maybe, 7 by 10, something about this size. And the first thing you're gonna do is put a half of a cup of your favorite wine, preferably white wine or cooking wine. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of parsley, some Italian seasoning, about a half tablespoon, and then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of minced garlic so that it all gets incorporated. The wine actually kind of gives it a little bit of a bite. Now this is where probably in the restaurant they would have a melted stick of butter, but we really don't need that. And you should have your oven preheated to 375. So you're just going to dump the raw, peeled and deveined pound of shrimp into this container. And then we want a really nice blanket to go on top of this. So the blanket is going to be a little more parsley, fresh parsley if you can. And I've reserved some to put on afterwards. We're also going to use, okay, that was 2 tablespoons of just regular breadcrumbs. Okay, and then the last thing is about 2 tablespoons of shredded Parmesan. And then just another little sprinkle of the Italian seasoning. Generous helping of salt. I use pink Himalayan sea salt. Okay, into the oven. This should cook for anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. You just want it to be pink. And the Copycat shrimp scampi is finished. It cooked for about 20 minutes. And it looks tender and juicy, and you want to just finish this off with a little bit of that parsley that I reserved. And then you can always take a spoon and kind of put the wine sauce on it, but there you go. And I just wanted to thank you for watching this Copycat episode. Let me know what Copycat recipes you try. I would love to try some of them myself. So love each other. And thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next week.